conservation ambassadors.
That's right. And what it is we do at our center is being a home to rescued wildlife. Either to animals that have been injured somehow and can't be set free back out into the wild. Those animals are sent to us at our center. Or other times it's illegal pets that you come see by Fish and Game and sent to us as well. Then what we do is take these animals in, give them lots of love and attention, and almost what we can, we train to travel. Going mostly to school groups, give us a chance to share some amazing wild animals up close and personal. And little Tater Tot here, she's a perfect example of what we do at our center. And I have a question for you. What is she?
Adorable.
Capybara. And that's amazing to me. See, back when I was a kid, which was not that long ago, it might have been that long ago, but nobody knew capybaras that well. These guys were more like trivia animals. And maybe if you had studied a bit about wildlife, you might know the capybara. But ever since these guys have been discovered on social media for doing funny things, they have now become one of the most famous and recognizable animals on this planet. Tater Tot here, she actually came to our center in a really strange way. See, there was a breeding program out in Arizona, a place that bred animals for other zoos, but their owner unexpectedly passed away, and they had to shut down to find homes for all of their animals. So we got a call asking if we could give some animals a home. And we did some amazing creatures, including a capybara that showed up at our center and gave birth 2 days later. Now here's the thing. Tater Tot's mom, she took care of all the other babies, except for little Tater Tot. See, she had rejected her. So do you know what I had to do? I had to become mom. Do I look like any of your moms?
Or little.
I look like her mom. But no, I had to take her to my home. I had to give her a bottle every 2 to 3 hours, day and night. She started some new education programs. And the reaction that she gets from kids when she goes into a school program is incredible. It's like walking into that room with a celebrity. In fact, it is safe to say in the 3 years that Tater Tot's been doing education programs, she has spread more passion about wildlife than any animal I've ever worked with. Today, we're not really here to talk about capybaras. No, today, we're here to get you guys just as excited about our North American wildlife. Animals that we have living right here in the United States that we feel tend to get overlooked. And our first guest is a perfect example of that. His name is Whizzer. Check him out. Come on in here, Whizzer.
Whizzer?
This big guy, this is Whizzer, and he is the turkey vulture. Now, you guys see that bald head? Yeah, I've seen JoJo's dad, and JoJo is probably going to look like that in a few years. But turkey vultures, they wake up in the morning, and the first thing that they do is they spread their big, beautiful wings and sunbathe. And once they're nice and warm, they take flight. Once they're up in the air, they'll do big, lazy circles, and they might look lazy, but they're actually working and pooping. Turkey vultures. Once they're up in
We're in
the
the
air,
splash
they'll
zone,
do big, lazy
officially.
circles, and they may look lazy, but they're actually working. They're smelling for the grossest, most disgusting, stinkiest, rotten things that they can find. And when they find something that's gross and has been dead for a while, they think lunchtime. And they fly down and make a meal out of it. Yes, vultures eat dead stuff. And some of us hear that and think, ew. But if we're being honest, most of us eat dead stuff too. Nobody's chasing a cow down the road to chew on its leg. The one difference is that vultures can eat meat with so much germs and bacteria that it would make us sick to our stomachs. And because they're sticking their heads into rotting meat, they have that bald head so it doesn't get stuck to their feathers. But vultures, they do cool their legs off in kind of a gross way. Do you guys want to hear it?
No.
All right. Well, vultures cool off their legs by peeing down them, which is how he got his name, Whizzer. Whizzer. He came to our center around 17 years ago with a wing injury, and we're not exactly sure what happened, but we think he flew into a power line that broke his right wing.
Oh my goodness.
In birds, they have hollow bones, which means they often don't heal right, and that's what happened to Whizzer here. He can still fly a little bit, but just not enough to survive on his own out there in the wild. But vultures, they do serve a very important role working as nature's cleanup crew. Well, let's give it up for Whizzer, the big beautiful vulture here.
Yeah.
He might be flying, even though
Oh
his
my gosh,
hooves
sorry.
have never left the ground.
What?
His name is Murphy. Check him out.
Murphy. This is Seaworld San Diego.
This big guy. This is Murphy. And you might recognize his kind from Christmas movies because he is a reindeer. And that's a reindeer bottom for you. This is all on his good side. And it's not Murphy here, the reindeer. He's actually a domestic version of the caribou. They're a farm-raised version of the wild caribou that lives in the entire Arctic and subarctic circle, including here in North America. And you know, reindeer and caribou, these guys are fascinating animals to me. So they have the largest antlers compared to body size out of all other deer species. Those massive antlers of theirs, like all deer, are shed every single year. Every year those big antlers fall right off their head. They grow back in, covered in the skin and fur coating that you're looking at right now. Once it reaches that full size, they rub all that off in kind of a bloody mess. And that's why you look at the beautiful bone antlers that we're used to seeing. Also, reindeer and caribou, these guys, they're the only deer species that both males and females get antlers. Every other deer, it's only the boys that get them. They use them to fight for all the girls like typical males do. While reindeer and caribou, they are an equal opportunity deer species. And you know what? I said these guys live in the Arctic tundras, and that is one of the harshest climates on this planet. And that exceptionally harsh climate fuels a massive land migration here in North America. So there's a herd of over 200,000 caribou, 1,500 miles south along the Porcupine Riverway to escape the winter cold and find new food sources. Then they travel 1,500 miles back up north to escape the mosquito
There's the tail end of a reindeer.
1,000-mile round trip. That's the longest land migration pattern on this planet, and they have some things that help out along the way, like those black hooves of theirs. Those hooves, those work like snow, allowing them to walk through the Arctic tundras with ease. It also makes them excellent swimmers. These guys can cross even rushing riverways with those big paddle-like hooves, and their fur. And I know he is shedding it like crazy right now, but this fur of his, who wants it? You want it? Come here, come grab it. Share it with your sister. There you go. Oh, you guys want some too? He's got plenty. There you go. All right, share. Now, these guys, that hull of hair, that creates a thermal barrier between them and the outside temperature. And that hull of hair allows them to withstand a negative 90 degrees Fahrenheit. That is incredible to me. And you know, Murphy, he was actually sent to our center from a reindeer farm out in Washington. An old man was running a reindeer farm and he was trying to retire, so he sent a few deer down to us. And I absolutely love being able to share them with people. You know, ever since I started working with reindeer, the more and more I started to look like Santa Claus. But let's give Murphy a round of applause. He does an awesome job. Hey, this way, buddy. All right. Oh, our next guest is a true neighbor of ours, though. And this neighbor of ours has a little bit of a reputation. See, she has a reputation for being one of the uglier animals on this planet. You know, I think she's gonna change her mind. Her name is Billy. Check her out. Come on in here, Billy.
Billy? Billy Badass? Ah, it's not ugly.
Oh, stop. That's what everyone says when they see me. This is Billy, and she's the Virginia opossum. And opossums, they were originally an East Coast animal, but they were spread around the United States during the Great Depression, so they could breed and be used as a food source. Delicious. And they have since seamlessly moved to the western part of the country. But Billy, her story actually starts with a woman who was driving her car down the road late at night, and she saw a ball of fur run across the road. Now this lady, she tried her absolute best to stop, but she couldn't, and hit that ball of fur. So she got out of her car and realized that she had killed an opossum. But this lady, I'll give her some credit, because she was smart. She remembered reading somewhere that opossums are marsupials, which are animals like kangaroos and koalas that have pouches on their bellies that they keep what in? Babies.
Is it any better?
No, they're snacks. Yes, they're babies. So she very bravely went over and opened up that pouch and found 5 baby opossums that were still alive inside. So she scooped them up and she took them to the nearest rehab center the next day, where they would have the best chance of making it back out into the wild. And Billy's siblings, they did great, except for little Billy here. So they had come to find out had too many health issues, which caused her to shake, and she couldn't be released back into the wild with her other siblings. But she's found a forever home here with us at our rescue center. And Billy here, she's right around 3 years old, which might sound young to you guys, but get this. Opossums only live 3 to 4 years. But in that short 3 to 4 year lifespan, a mom opossum can have over 50 babies. Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but if I had 50 kids, 3 years would be plenty. But opossums, they are also excellent tree climbers. They can climb up trees head first, as well as climb down trees head first. But if you had a pouch like a kangaroo and climbed down a tree head first, what would happen to your babies? They'd fall out. So that's right, their pouch is different. It goes in sideways like a sweatshirt pocket, but with a hole in the middle, guaranteeing those babies are nice and safe as mom is climbing those trees.
Or gets hit by a car.
Those babies are big enough to leave the pouch. Do you guys think they leave their mom right away? No, they're like millennials. They hang around for a while. They climb up onto their mom's back, grab onto some fur, riding around piggyback style, fighting where their mom is learning to find food. I just feel bad for all those moms that can have up to 13 babies on their back at one time. I'm a triplet, and I don't know how my mom did it with all 3 of us. But JoJo did say at the start that opossums have a reputation for being ugly. Well, do you guys think Billy's ugly?
No.
JoJo, do you guys think he's ugly? Just checking if you're listening. But opossums, they do serve a very important role in your neighborhood. They go around your homes at night, eating things like insects, slugs, and small rodents. Opossums' body temperatures are typically so low that they cannot carry the rabies virus, which means they cannot spread it. So as long as you guys can keep them out of your trash cans, they are a very beneficial animal to have around. But let's give it up for Billy, North America's only marsupial.
Billy, badass. Look at that cute tail.
Right. Now this old guy, this is Ebu, and what is he?
Handsome.
Who? 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 They're absolutely right. He is an owl. You're looking at the barred owl, named for the striped pattern he's got going down his back. And Ebu here, he was sent to our center around 27 years ago. So around 27 years ago, he was flying free when he made a big mistake and accidentally flew down from a car. Now, the person that could stop and hit this poor bird, shattering his left wing. But they were ready, they scooped him up and got him to a special wildlife vet that saved his life. But unfortunately, they couldn't save that left wing of his. So he's missing that left wing, has lost the ability to fly, and that is why he's with us at our center. Now, I did say he came to us around 27 years ago. He's now pushing close to 30 years old. Barred owls typically live 20 to 25 years. And he's got a terrible retirement plan. This guy here, he's still going strong. You know, owls are one of my all-time favorites to show an audience because these birds, they are perfectly set up to fly and hunt at night. The first thing that helps them out are those eyes. Those big owl eyes of his are so good at seeing at night that if it was so dark in here that you could barely see your own hand, this owl can see everything about as well as we can right now. That's what his eyes are. But there's a problem with his eyes. His eyes are so big. His eyes take so much room in his owl's skull that they're actually stuck facing straight forward. So if he wants to get to the left, he has to turn his whole head to the left. To the left. Left. I'll take it. If he wants to the right, just hold to the right. Right. Why is he looking at you like that? Anyways, now this guy here. I swear I'm a good trainer. Anyways, that's why he's got that flexible neck, and he turns his head almost one full time all the way around. Now, the second thing that helps him out though, for this, I actually need a volunteer from our front row. Who wants to volunteer? Yeah, how about you in the pink shirt here? Stand up for me. Stand up right in front of the stage. Now, stay right there. And he's gonna stay perfectly quiet and listen to the sounds of Birdman when he poops. Solid reflexes. Turn around for me. Let me see. Can you better just have his back nice and soft? Now, does he have soft feathers? He's got super soft feathers. Let's give our volunteer a round of applause. He did a great job. Right, she's right. He has super super soft feathers. And those extra soft feathers combined with his specialized feathers called comb feathers that break the wind, those two factors grant him the gift of silent flight. And that silent flight will help him out in two ways. Because they're flying through the forest at night, they would only be looking for food, they'd be listening for food. And if they're going floppy, 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 they can hear the mice and the rats that are down on the ground. The second way it helps them, those mice and rats, they might not hear him coming. He can make a sneak attack to capture his prey. And an animal this size can eat about 2 to 3 small rodents a night. They're a super important part of mouse nature, out there making sure we aren't overrun by the mouse and rat world. And even though he's going through a bit of a molting cycle right now, I still think he is a stunningly beautiful creature. But that's Old Man Emu. Let's give the Bard Owl a round of applause.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, our next guest though happens to be North America's largest reptile.
Uh-oh.
This guy, he is like working with a living, breathing dinosaur. His name is Chubbs. Check him out. Come on in here, Chubbs.
This is Chubbs, and he is the North American alligator. And I'm not sure if he'll do it, but Chubbs, wave back.
Wave.
Told you. But Chubbs, he was found living in a fraternity house in Northern California. And for you kids that don't know what a frat house is, it's a place where young men go to college and do good things in the community. But Chubbs, he was confiscated by California Fish and Wildlife and sent to us at our center around 7 years ago. And we sure do love him a whole lot, but one day he'll start to mature, lose his yellow coloring, and get larger and larger until one day he'll look a little bit closer to this size.
Check this guy out. Now this is Spike, and he's about 6.5 feet, 6.5 feet, about 110 pounds of North American alligator. Now the first question that people always about Spike is, so Jojo, why doesn't he bite you? And the answer to that question is, well, Spike here, he only bites Dodger fans. He's very smart. This guy here, he's actually been doing education for the past 34 years. So around 34 years ago, he was found being kept in a man's bathtub in Los Angeles. Do you know where an alligator does not belong? Yeah, in a bathtub anywhere. And this guy here, he was sent to our center, and he's been helping us do education programs ever since. But alligators, these animals are perfectly set up for life in our southern swamps. Everything from his nose being positioned on top of his snout, he can stick just the tip of his nose out of the water, and he can breathe. It works like a snorkel. Then, he's got these awesome spikes. Those spikes running down his back, those are what's known as an osteoderm. You guys say osteoderm. Now one more time. The third time. Do you guys know what I'm doing? I'm catching my breath. That's awesome. That's an osteoderm. That means part bone, part skin. That is his protection from other alligators. But then, he's got this big, long, muscular tail. That tail of his is the most well-muscled part of his body. He can pump that tail along and swim faster than a bottlenose dolphin can. You gotta take that, Dolphin Stadium. And this guy here, he even has around 2,000 pounds per square inch of crushing power in that mouth. One of the strongest set of jaws in the animal kingdom. Whenever he grabs a hold of something, you can bet it's always his. And you know, alligators, these guys are an animal that gives me hope. See, alligators give me hope because we almost lost these big, beautiful creatures. We almost lost the North American alligators because of this side skin. See, so many alligators were overhunted for that skin to make boots and belts and wallets and bursts out of them. So many alligators were killed for that skin that we almost lost the largest reptile that we had here in the United States. But you guys know what happened? People got involved. They started protecting the alligators. They started protecting the alligators' habitats. And now the North American alligator has made such a strong comeback that there are over 2 million alligators in Florida alone. Now they have to have a hunting season just to manage the population. But it shows that if we truly care about species, we can make a big difference out in the wilds. But let's say goodbye to Spike, the North American alligator here.
Bye, Spike.
No, that's not how you do it. You say, see you later. Alligator. You know what? I know, I'm very clever. But I did that same joke in school once. And this little kindergartner came up to us at the end of the program and said, see you later, alligator, to Spike. So I said, in a while, crocodile. And this little kindergartner looked me dead in the eye and said, see you soon, you big baboon. Just roasted me. Anyways, let's just try a round of applause. He does an awesome job.
Bye, guys.
Never trust a kindergartner. Well, I have a question. Are you guys enjoying the show so far?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, for the next 30 seconds, I've been promoted to a stagehand because they make more than I do. But I'm going to move this perch up nice, up close and personal because for our final guest, a bit of some balance issues. And so this perch helps her out. And like always, he makes me do all the real work
Who is
around
it?
here. And
Talk
so
louder.
JoJo is grabbing our final guest.
I can't hear you. Talk louder.
And if you can't tell what she is by the sound of her voice, I'll give you a couple of hints. She happens to be one of the most iconic animals on the planet, as well as our country's national symbol. She's one of the most impactful animals we get to share with our guests. And her name is Spirit. Check her out.
This big girl.
Sorry.
This is Spirit. Oh, you got way too far back, Shirley. I know, here we go. Nice. Trying to make from back there. Anyways, yeah.
Get with the program, JoJo.
This is Spirit, and she is the bald eagle. Now, she's not called the bald eagle because she looks like Whizzer and has a receding hairline. No, she's called the bald eagle because of light coloration on her head and down her tail feathers. You know when Spirit was first born? She didn't have any of that. No, it took about 6 years for her to develop that adult coloration in. Yet this young bird, on one of her very first flights up in Sitka, Alaska, she tried to steal a fish from a fisherman, and this person didn't take kindly to that, and shot this beautiful bird in her left wing. And somehow, this young bird, she managed to swim her way back to shore, where she was taken in by the Sitka Raptor Center, where they saved her life. But unfortunately, her left wing was so badly infected, and as you guys can see, they had to amputate it above her elbow. So she's missing that left wing, has lost the ability to fly, and that is why she's with us in our center. Now, bald eagles, though, these are another animal we almost lost. See, we almost lost the bald eagles due to a chemical called DDT. See, DDT was thought to be this miracle pesticide. It was sprayed on their crops, it even sprayed on their children. The real pests. But no, it's all the time. And nobody's getting hurt directly. The chemical would wash in the riverways and be absorbed by the fish. The eagles would then eat those fish. And the eagles themselves would survive. But they ended up with a calcium deficiency. And that calcium deficiency resulted in the bald eagles laying very soft eggs. So when they nest, they can break and no new generations of eagles will be born. Now here's the thing, DDT was banned in the 70s. It was done being used. But the problem was still occurring, and our national symbol was in danger of going extinct. It actually took the help of passionate people. They go watch bald eagles' nests, waiting for moms to lay their eggs. Right when those eggs were laid, they would chase mom away, which is not as easy as it sounds. They would take the soft eggs back to incubate them and leave fake eggs in the nest. And right when those babies would hatch, they'd rush them back to that very same nest, and this was working surprisingly well. The best part was, those babies, they didn't have the chemical in their system anymore. They were able to reproduce on their own. And this process worked so well that in 2007, the bald eagles are able to take it off the endangered species list, and our national symbol is thriving once again in our waterways.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. I did all the work. But no, that's incredible. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Majestic. That's our version of the splash zone. I don't know what to tell you guys. They say I do a crappy show. Anyways, this girl here, called it's really cool to see them in our waterways again. And, you know, they're incredible animals. She has eyesight that can see 6 times farther than yours and mine. She has around 700 pounds per square inch of crushing power in those talons. If she had both her wings, she would have close to a 7-foot wingspan.